Animals are imported by going to the Reptile Scan import, selecting animals at the top, and your file needs to be in a CSV file, so you can actually convert them using convertio.co if you have the Excel version that Reptile Scan exports. So we'll go ahead and do the animals first. What you'll do is you'll choose your animal file, and in this case I'll take reptiles.csv. Now it has gone and imported everything that is associated with that animal from that table. Now, we are looking at this and there are some errors. Everything in red is an error that won't be imported properly. Now, a couple things you may want to do. The descriptor is blank. That's something that we use, that Reptile Scan doesn't. And what I would like to do is I would like to use the genetics as the descriptor. So all this genetic information will go into the descriptor file. So those are kind of the short forms and the other forms of the genetics that don't quite match up. They'll be put in the descriptor. You can refer to it later. You can print it on cage cards and things like that. The other thing I want to do is I want to change the animal ID. I don't want to use the IDs from Reptile Scan. So I want to go ahead and uncheck that box, and then I want to make my own pattern. So these are mostly ball pythons, so we'll make them 2021 when I imported them, and %I to do it sequentially numbered, so that adding the %I will give a sequential number in that spot, because every animal has to have a unique ID. Now I need to look at all the data that we've got here, and I need to change anything that's red. I don't have to change it all, but it'll be a cleaner import if you do it at this point. You'll have less to go back and fix later on. So for this one, we're not royal pythons. We're going to change these to ball pythons, and we're going to go ahead and save that change. So it will now match up everything that is listed as ball python in this import, that was royal python, and change it to ball python. We're also going to go ahead and change our feeder because it's not just a rat. So what we want to do is, we don't have any feeders in the system yet, so we're going to add a feeder. We're going to go frozen thaw rat. We're going to go size medium. And we're going to save that. That's all the information we have to put in there. So everything that had the word rat in it will now change to frozen thawed medium. We'll hit save, and there we go. Now there's still some reds because there's mice and things like that, so you'll go and you'll change those afterwards. Now dealing with the genetics is a little bit different. So black pewter doesn't exist. VPI xanthic, we use a little bit different terminology for it. So if you click on VPI xanthic, you'll see that we've got xanthic up here. So we're going to cancel that out, and we're going to just type in VPI. And we're going to click it that way. So everything that has the word VPI xanthic in it will now change. With this one here, we go normal possible het. So we could leave normal in there. All we're going to do is change this one to albino, and we're going to go possible het. And we're going to save that. When there's multiples, so if we look at this one, double het orange ghost pied, what we can do is we will change that to pieball het and orange ghost het. And we'll save that. And you'll note it changed every one of them. So you'll go through that and you'll clean up this table a little bit, and you'll go to the bottom and you'll hit Start Import. Zoom back to the top, and this checkbox will go for every one that goes in perfectly. And when there's an error, it will list the error, so genetic pewter not found. So what we would do then is we can go back and look at that later and change it in the animal itself. So it's going to run through all the animals, all the way to the bottom. And then it's going to create a download file for you. So it's going to create another spreadsheet file for you, and it will have all this information in it, so you can refer back to it. There we go. We've downloaded it.